live. And I think that we're live now. And I had to pin myself in here because otherwise people are not going to see when I am speaking. So it's just for the starting. So hello everybody. Um, let's see if we get some feedback about if we're live already or not.
We are live. I can see us.
There we
Nice.
are.
Okay, so this is Ever. I'm an illustrator at MinuteEarth, and I am going to be your host today. Um, and as you know, we are a YouTube channel that make videos on the internet, and we are not used to make streams on the internet. So sorry and apologies for mistakes and I don't know, like things can crash at any point. So sorry about that. Um, and today we are celebrating that our book, which is this one in here, just came out today. It's available uh, in everywhere. The book is sold, and we're super happy. And we are just having like a casual conversation with everybody in here in the chat, and we're also going to talk about some things regarding the book and also unrelated to the book. We are going to keep it like chill and casual over here. So, um, I'm not like a super experienced host because Arkady is actually the mastermind behind our streams, and he's out of office today. So won't be joining us, and that's why you are stuck with me. And my and we're going to start this thing by asking uh, uh, the team members that were more involved in the book creation general questions about how did the process go, how did it came through, like what was the experience of writing the book, how much time did it take to write it, and maybe if they have some anecdotes. And so I am going to introduce Kate and Sarah, and I will let her. I will let Kate start, and then we can have some words from Sarah.
Hey, everybody. This is really fun. So I'm Kate. I'm a writer and director and narrator at MinuteEarth. And I did a lot of, so the book is obviously based on some of our favorite videos. So I did a lot of collecting of those videos and trimming them and editing all the amazing words that me and other people have written. And putting them together into a big text file, which Sarah transformed even further from that. Sarah, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Also, just to answer, I'm seeing in the chat, there's a little bit of a delay. So we're probably seeing what you're writing a couple of seconds after you say it. So this is live. It's just like slightly laggy. But hi, I'm Sarah. I'm an illustrator and was the lead graphic designer on the book project. And I feel like more than anything, we got to really like reappreciate all of our amazing illustrations over the years and um, yeah, take our best MinuteEarth videos that you love and kind of turn them into, I think, really a new thing. Like they feel almost like new stories. Hey, Leo. Um, yeah, and Ever has been the longest illustrator here, so I got to reappreciate all of
Oh no,
his
please.
amazing illustrations over the years, and it felt really collaborative. There were a couple of us that were working on it the most, but I would say that this book really is the summation of everything that is and has been MinuteEarth, and I think it's really amazing as its own new thing to experience.
It is. It feels really different than the videos for some reason. And I don't know, like having this physical thing it's really different, and I don't know, it's really cool. Does anyone like else feel that way? Is that weird?
When I got my advance copy very late, because I am not in the US, I was so excited. It was like just like I was so happy. I sent a photo and everything. It's just like so great. It's really amazing. Like I don't know, like I don't know why it feels so different than video. Well, I guess like it's not a video, but it's so nice to see drawings that we usually see like in a digital form. And I think that my experience with all of these drawings is that I have never had like printed versions of the drawings that we have made. So maybe having them in physical form is just like another level of experience, and I got to appreciate, um, like our content. Like this is basically like a celebration of what Minute Earth is and has done so far.
Yeah, I want to add to that I feel like Kate really went through all of the stories that we've written over the years and took the best things out of them and turned them almost into news stories. So what you'll see in the book isn't, exactly what you experienced in the videos in any way. They really are new versions of the writing, new stories, and I feel like because of that, they've turned into new things entirely to appreciate. Um, I don't know if there's anything in particular about that process that stood out to you, Kate, but I think you really refined and changed those stories in a lot of ways.
Well, it's funny because I mean our videos are so short, and that's something we struggle with. We're like, oh, we can't fit this, can't talk about this. But like they're so dense. There's so much going on. There's usually a couple different storylines. And so to fit each of these questions into two spreads, like we really had to pare even more out of those already short videos. Um, so it was interesting to like pull out one storyline and figure out like how to tell it with some of the illustrations that we already had. It was just really fun going through the older stuff because we don't go through the back catalog a whole lot. I don't, at least.
Discuss. Reconnected. Oh, oh, oh! I hope that nothing breaks. Okay. Oh no, it broke. Wait a second.
Seems fine to us.
Oh, it seems fine. Okay, okay. Sorry about that. So,
No worries.
from so I haven't introduced everybody that is currently on the live stream on the Google Meet. So I am going to introduce them one by one, and we have in order of appearance on my screen. We have Alex, who is a writer and has wrote a lot of stories about food and about climate change and sort of related stuff. Have you gotten already your advanced copy or haven't?
I did, but I'm a bad person and I forgot it. So it's not, I can't lift it up and show it to you. But I have it, and it's a wonderful book. And I totally agree with everything you all are saying about how it's somehow different to see it on paper. And it feels like it shouldn't be, but it is. And even though they were originally videos and they can do more in a video because you have so many more frames and we sort of compress them into 4 or 5 or 6 panels, that it is different. And it's kind of, I don't know, the same analogy of like why books in general still exist and why people still like having newspapers that they can physically hold. Whereas like you could have any information you want on the internet from any newspaper, but it's still nice to have a book or a piece of paper in your hand. So yeah, I'm super excited to have held it. And unlike a digital thing where anytime you have internet you can look it up, if you forget it, you don't have it. So I'm looking forward to having it again. Maybe I'll have to go buy a new copy just to make sure I have it still.
Yeah, you should buy a new one, and also that will increase our sales by one. Thank you, Alex. Then I have Julian, who does have a book in his hands. You have to unmute yourself.
It's hands free. Yes, hello. I'm also the moderator featured now in the chat, so I'm trying to collect all of your questions. Writer, director, narrator at MinuteEarth. What is the question?
The question.
Or am I just introducing myself? Sorry, I was looking at the chat. So.
Oh yes, he's like moderating the stuff, and yeah, of course. No, the question was like, when do you receive your book? Like, how did it feel? Like, and your general first impressions about the book. You probably already shared them privately with us.
Hola, Ezequiel. Someone said, hola, Juli. I don't know if they actually know me because that's what my family calls me. But so yeah, actually, I was the first one on the team to see the book because I went down to our office where we got like a pallet full of boxes of our books, and I did an unboxing. Actually, there's an unboxing on our TikTok at MinuteEarth if you want to go see that. But it was awesome. I don't know. It was wild to see it in person. It was very beautiful. I had almost nothing to do with the production of it besides some like light editing after it was basically done. So yeah, I got to be proud of it without having to have done all that much work, which is nice. Yeah.
That's really cool. And what did you do with all of the books in that pallet?
Great question. Well, I took a few home.
You took more than you should have, right?
I think I took 3, which is, I think, how much we were allowed to take. And then I helped Henry and Melissa at some point mail out several of them to our faves in science communication on YouTube mostly, and some friends, all of you as well. So that's what I did with the books. We still have a bunch of them. So we're actually giving away some of our books. We may do a giveaway at some point in this feed, but we have a giveaway happening right now on our Twitter, our Instagram, and our Facebook. We're giving away 2 books per platform, so 6 books total. So yeah, that's what we're doing with the books. We're probably going to be sending. We did giveaway on Patreon as well. We sent out a bunch of books there. So.
And how can people participate in them?
Well, if you go to our Instagram or Twitter and our Facebook and you find the giveaway post, each of them has instructions, but it's pretty basic, like the post, leave a comment. It depends. It's different per platform because they all have their own rules. But if you just go to your favorite platform, you can join each of the giveaways, but you can only win once. So feel free to go do all of those. It ends at midnight Eastern time tonight. So if you want to join one of those giveaways, you have just a few hours left. And 4 hours? No, 5. I think
5 hours. Yes.
I'm not in Eastern time.
Yeah, something like that. And can anyone participate? Anyone in the world?
Anyone in the world, yes. Whenever we do giveaways or anything like that, we end up shipping probably more things overseas, like outside of the United States, than in the United States. There's a high probability that people in other countries will be getting it. I think someone on our Patreon from Israel won one of the giveaways. So
that's really nice. Okay, the next person is Melissa in here still? I think she was. I was going to name her.
I am here.
Yeah, Melissa's in here.
I was going to name her the host of the stream because she has a so beautiful setup in there, but she refused.
Yeah, I would not be a good host. But I happen to be in our office, so I have the piles and piles of books that Julian was talking about, so I was able to kind of make a little display behind me.
That's a good. So you got to saw them first, right? And by the way, Melissa is a magical person. Like, she's not like a writer. She wrote an episode for MinuteEarth a long time ago, But she's like a resident expert on legal affairs and business stuff, and she like runs mainly behind the scenes, and she's fantastic. And her stick figure is has a bee and a balance and a book, just because she's expert on legal stuff. And yeah, so she's like behind the scenes mostly, but she's lovely and wonderful, and she's always like, fantastic. And she's in our office, and she probably got to be the first person like dealing with this book stuff. So tell us like more about it.
Yeah, so like with the physical books when they came, or when we started the whole process?
Both, I think.
Yeah, well, for the physical books, it's kind of funny because I was waiting and waiting and waiting for them to come to our office, and we got a bunch of copies, so it was going to be like 5-7 boxes of like all these books. And I was waiting, and the day they came, I left for a little vacation break. So I was frantically like getting a hold of Julian and asking if he could go down to the office and move all the boxes off the pallets. And so I didn't have to do that, but then I didn't get to see the book right away. I had to wait till I got back from visiting my family. But it was wonderful when I did come into our office and we had all of these boxes of books, and it was just like so amazing. After it was kind of a different process for me because I didn't do any of the editing or the writing or any of the illustrations on either the videos or the book. So for me, our whole process is kind of, I live in a different space of it. So it's so amazing to see it go from video to print. And it was kind of a magical process because I just did, like Ever said, mostly behind the scenes things. And then all of a sudden I came into the office and we had boxes and boxes of these books that you could hold and flip through. And it was like magic. Many, many, many months of magic, but magic nonetheless. So yeah, I just think as someone who kind of sees the end results of everything we do is magic here, I think. But this book, I just love it. And for the beginning process, I feel like, I believe the publisher, I believe we kind of always thought about making a book, or like dabbled in that idea. Maybe you guys can say if that's true or not. I feel like I heard like kind of some little ideas about books in the past. And so when our publisher kind of came to us with the idea, I feel like it just was the right time and we were ready for it, and there it went. So
That's really cool. That's really nice. Yeah, I think that we had some requests to do a book before, but I don't remember them very well. Maybe Henry would know about them. I don't know if someone that's here know about it. Oh, Henry joined. Did Henry join?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, hello there.
Yeah, we've had. It's it's pretty typical that people request books based on YouTube channels because publishing companies are always looking for more material, I think. But one of the things, at least for Minute Physics, that I've always wondered about is what is the value, like the added value of having a book, because all the stuff's already in videos, and would you make new content for the book that's not in the videos or something else? And I think with MinuteEarth, we finally realized that actually having a print version of a lot of the art is I think Minute Physics art is not nearly as beautiful, and if probably printed out, it wouldn't be quite as beautiful as the MinuteEarth things. And so that's like one of the benefits of MinuteEarth, the MinuteEarth illustrations, they convert into a book in a nicer format. It's also one of those things where sometimes you also have to have the right combination of interest among the team, and the publisher seems, or whoever's reaching out to you seems somewhat legitimate, and sometimes there's mismatches in the level of interest and the kind of the scale at which the person getting in touch is interested. We typically, like, we haven't reached out and said, hey, we want to write a book, and trying to find people for that. It's typically the other way around. But that's my understanding of things. If somebody else has a different understanding, they can speak up.
And by the way, that was Henry. He's the Minute Physics magical person that makes videos over there, and also is around MinuteEarth, giving a lot of feedback, very good feedback on videos and stuff, and keeping an eye on our craziest ideas. So I have, I think, the two more people that are around on this live stream. I think that we have Leo from Brazil. I don't know if it's there.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello there. Leo is our translation coordinator, fantastic person. Everybody's fantastic in here. And
That's good.
he takes care of coordinating all of the translation efforts, because like we have several official channels in different languages, and you know, he's keeping an eye on everything and making sure that everything runs smoothly. And he also takes care of a few other things. Have you already received your advanced copy of the book?
Yes.
Oh, did you receive it first?
No, it was after you.
Oh,
and I
okay.
was going to send a picture as well, but then we had the book launch party, so I was okay, I'm gonna wait for the party. And I just got it like a few days ago, and it's so beautiful. Like, you should be also proud of the book because it's really amazing. I really wish that everyone would buy the book, and kids of all ages, because it's really amazing. It's really nice, really nice. I love it.
Leo also runs the Portuguese channel.
Yeah. So if anyone from Brazil is watching, you know, you should go to Minuto da Terra. So it's the Portuguese version.
Yeah, I saw a comment earlier in the live stream that said that they thought that it was Minuto da Terra, a live stream from Minuto da Terra, and I was
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there is a running joke inside MinuteEarth that at some point Minuto da Terra is going to become more popular than MinuteEarth. There's a lot of people from Brazil around. I don't know if they are here. Maybe they can chat, like leave a comment with a Brazilian flag on the live stream to know how many of you there are.
You're about to make my job way harder. Ever.
So okay, and before introducing the next person, I got a comment from Julian that maybe we should answer some questions in between. I don't know if there is, like, how many questions do you have over there, Julian?
Like 16 or something. Well, people have been asking a lot of questions. So.
Okay. Do you think that one of those questions is related to Jasper somehow?
Related to Jasper?
Yes.
Well, some of them are general. So we could ask Jasper what his favorite Pokemon is, which Mayor asked in the chat. Or any of these other random fact questions.
Okay.
Also.
Yeah. Like let's use that question to introduce Jasper, who is is Jasper here, right?
I am here.
Okay.
Hi there.
Yes. Jasper is our fantastic programmer and coding expert, and Minute Labs fantastic person. I'm having trouble with the titles, but anyway, he does a lot of programming stuff for many of our videos, and you probably have watched him at some point making videos on Minute Labs YouTube channel. And yeah, what's your favorite Pokemon? And did you get your advanced copy of the book already?
Oh yeah, in terms of the book, I liked it so much I got 3.
Oh, nice.
So I think I win, don't I? Do I win something?
I think that Melissa wins.
Yeah, you might want to take a
Actually,
look
I
at
guess
Melissa.
I win the benefit of having 3 books, but 2 of them at least are going to go to family and friends, so I won't hoard them all. In favorite Pokemon, you're asking the wrong person. As
Can
geeky
you
as I am,
name a Pokemon?
Oh, I can name yeah, Charmander,
Ooh.
Pikachu, obviously. That's all I've got, really.
Esto es
Is
una
there a whale
blasfemia.
Pokemon ever?
What was that, Kate?
Is there a whale Pokemon ever?
There probably is, but I am familiar only with the first and second generation, and I think that in the
Shoot,
first
what
and
is
second
it?
generation.
I wish Arcadi was here. Arcadi has like encyclopedic knowledge of Pokemon, or I guess Pokedexal knowledge. There is definitely a whale Pokemon with evolutions, but I can't remember its name. But whale is somewhere in the name.
Right? Yes, there is, and it's like
Whale Lord. There we go. Whale Lord.
It's a
Although
mythical
I can't remember
one,
Whale
right?
Lord is the evolution or not. No, it's not mythical. I think it's just a regular one.
Oh, I thought that there was one in the cover of a game. Yeah.
It's not mythical in Pokemon Go.
Okay.
Very common.
Oh, right. You play Pokemon Go. Interesting. Okay. So, Jasper, is there something? Yeah. Let's answer more questions, says Alex. That chat is visible on the live stream, by the way. So
well, I have a question that's technically for you.
Oh, for
me. Arturo Mosqueda. ¿Por qué ya no se doblan a español los videos?
Oh, no.
So why don't we translate our videos to Spanish anymore? Which is, interesting question.
Yes, that's a very good question, and it's kind of like time. It requires a bit of time.
We have this problem, I think, where we have gotten people who start translating the videos to Spanish, and then we poach them and make them part of like the main video production team. Somehow Leo has managed to stay immune from this. I think because he's like making his own videos in Portuguese and putting them also on the channel. But we like Ever and Arcadi both started in the translator role and then just became absorbed into the main production team. And Leo, watch out, it could happen.
Leo, someone's asking if you're going to translate the live stream.
Oh, really?
I don't think they're kidding.
Can I dub each of you?
Yeah, you have to do the voices for all of us.
Maybe.
I still remember the first time that Leo translated a series of videos that we made that were live. So every time that I've been speaking, like I haven't been on screen because I have to pin myself. Yeah, whatever. So Leo had to make, it was a live video where Emily appear on screen introducing the next videos, and the series of videos is also called MinuteEarth Explains. And when he did that, he recorded himself, and since he was like doing Emily, he sent us a photo that was very funny.
It was Emilio.
Emilio, yes. It was super funny. Okay, who else is in here? I don't know who. I don't want to click on the meat stuff because I'm probably going to break something. But I don't know if I am missing someone to introduce in here.
I think everyone's spoken.
Okay.
So far.
More questions.
More questions.
Well, hi to my mom who's in the chat.
Hola.
She just keeps yelling Argentina, I think, because everyone's saying they're from Brazil. All right, let's see. We go back to some early questions here. Gary Wood said, I have a question. What kind of dogs would be best suited for living in the wild? I don't know if anyone knows how to answer that question, but I mean, huskies, I guess.
Wolves?
Dingoes? Dingoes are already in the wild, so I don't know if that counts as a dog. Painted
Definitely
dogs?
not pugs. Maybe that's the more interesting question. Which dogs would not survive in the wild.
They're barely suited to live in a home.
That would actually be like a nice MinuteEarth video. Like which dog isn't going to
Which
survive.
dog dies first?
Yeah.
Oh, well, important question that a lot of people have asked, several people, is where they can buy the book. And so, one, you could just search MinuteEarth Explains anywhere that you normally would buy a book, and it's hopefully probably there. And then otherwise, in the description to this live stream is the link to our website where we have other places you can buy the book. So that's minuteearth.com/books. And if you go on dftba.com, our book is on there in an exclusive bundle you can only get on dftba.com that comes with a fancy t-shirt and a whale pin. So those are the places you can buy the book.
I don't have that pin yet, and I want.
I don't think anybody does.
I want that pin so badly.
Let's see. How do you, Mayor, which I hope I'm pronouncing their name correctly, says, how do you come up with so many puns?
Who do we blame for all of the puns?
Who started the first pun?
I think I have the blame for that because I used puns in Minute Physics videos before MinuteEarth was started. But probably the correct answer is there are actually about 5 times as many puns as make it into the final videos that have to be made, and then they get filtered out. So the way we make so many puns is by making even more puns and then getting rid of the ones that you don't hear. You should be glad that you don't hear. Even if you don't like the ones you are hearing.
I love that people think that the last puns are so good that we actually formulate whole videos around them. So some people really appreciate our puns.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of comments on our video saying they started with a pun and make a video all around that pun just so that they could like say that pun at the end of the video. Which would be a fantastic way to make a video, but I don't think that works like that.
I should try that more often. It's a good brainstorming opportunity. See if you can come up with a video after coming up with the pun. One of my challenges, since I'm like a newer writer, is sometimes I come up with a pun, but then I'm like, I think this has been made before in a previous MinuteEarth video, so I have to like search it out. And I'm like, yeah. Like, for example, like beauty is in the eye of the beholder or whatever, stuff like that, like really obvious sort of pun sometimes. I have to make sure that it hasn't been made before because we've made a lot of videos about certain topics. But that's part of the fun, I think.
Do we have any other question over there?
Some of these. Let's see. Let me see if I can find a question that's not like a science question that we may not be able to answer.
No, you should ask us the science questions, and then we can test our knowledge.
Okay, Alex. Player X wants to know what happens in our brain when we forget. Please answer.
A dendrite is no longer connected. It's like you have a wire that doesn't connect, except for that wire is made of nerves and axons. I don't know that that's true. I have forgotten, but that is what I think is true. Next question.
We have a question answer here.
So Trace Dominguez, which he has an awesome channel. You should check out his channel as well. One of our faves in science communication here on YouTube. He asked, do you think y'all are going to take advantage of the new multi-track audio for translations or anything? ? I think we've talked about that before, but Leo, you probably know more about this.
I don't know if Leo knows about that feature because I heard about it. Where I don't remember where I heard about it, but the thing is that.
So if I understand correctly, is that feature like you can change the language within the same video?
Yes,
like
exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So I think the reason that we like doing like separate channels partly is because we don't just dub the videos, and by we I mean Leo and friends. They actually like change all of the words and everything in the videos themselves so that that's all translated as well, which I think is sort of going the extra mile. So it feels very like native. Like there's people who watch Minuto that don't know that that's not that like they don't know about Minute Earth in English. They think Minuto da Terra is the original one, and that we are dubbing them in English, if anything. So
Has it
Yeah.
happened?
so yeah.
That happens sometimes. Some people don't. Even today, like the channel is on for like 6 years, and even today, some people they don't know about the English version. Most of them do, but yeah, Julian was correct. Like when translating, because of all the puns and like the video is short and quick and straight to the point. So it's not like just dubbing. Like it's really tricky to deliver the message not only to Portuguese, but Spanish and French and Italian, all the dubbings that we have. So it's exciting.
And the length of the video is different too. Like it's not just like
Yeah.
we're playing it at the same speed. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have a pun like that you can translate like the words, but the drawings are different. So it's always a bit tricky, but it usually goes well.
it does. Grid layout. Okay, so I am receiving comments through Slack, so that I should change this to grid layout, and I don't know how to do that. So sorry. Keep going with the questions while I figure out what is this. And you're muted, probably. Change layout.
So there was one question about how we chose the book title, and I'm really curious. We went through a lot of different iterations of it, and we could have had a title that was completely different or about something specific, or a different title that was really also generic, but in a different way. Someone who is super involved in that, want to share how we came to talk about whales rather than other things, and also what you can tell the whole title of the book, because it's not just about whales. We have a very
Does anyone actually know the whole title of the book?
I can read it to you from the cover. Minute Earth explains how did whales get so big, and other curious questions about animals, nature, geology, and planet Earth. Also, I think to answer the cover question, Arkady, who is not here, one of our illustrators, designed a version of this cover, and it was, I think, based on a poster that Ever designed a long time ago.
Yes.
And that featured the whale coming out of the earth. And so I honestly think it was like the cover design inspired the title thing. And we talked about maybe doing a different question and like featuring a different prominent thing coming out of the earth. But this one, I think, was a hit amongst our team, and we did some kind of Patreon poll at some point, and that was the favorite pick.
One of the other ones we liked, yeah, there was one about why do rivers curve, which is a video that we all love. So I think that was a close second. But you guys like animals, and we wanted an animal on the cover, to be honest.
Animals have faces, and like no other things have faces on our videos. Not even stick figures. So.
Well, most things
actually,
in our universe have
stick figures
faces.
are the only things that don't have face. Yeah, everything else does.
I'm curious what the other candidates were. Does anyone remember what else we were considering?
There's like a road, one with a road on it. I don't remember what was
There's
on
a
the
river.
road.
There's a river.
Oh, I thought it was a road. That makes a lot more sense because we talk about rivers in the book and how they.
I mean, there was kind of two categories of titles, right? There was the categories where you were taking a title from one of the sections of the book, right? One of the questions in the book, and using that as the title, which is what ended up happening. And so you had a bunch of different options. And then we also did kind of talk about like having a more generic overarching title, like just saying Minute Earth explains the world or something like that. And we went through a variety of different options in both of those categories. And it's this combination of you want something to both be, I mean, like a thumbnail for a video, you want it to be representative of what's inside, but you also want it to be catchy. and there was some, I think that there was some discussion of like certain kinds of titles make you more or less likely to feel like there could be a second book or a third book if it was successful, and so we didn't want to either feel like we were committing to more or keep ourselves like make it really hard to find something later if we decide to have more books. So not to like, maybe that's a forbidden topic. Sorry, Kate and Sarah and Melissa. I'm not supposed to talk about that.
Spoiler.
But like, I think that was at least part of the conversation. Was how does this
and it's
relate
hard
to
to
the
follow
possibility
up.
from there?
It's hard to do a follow up to a book that's called MinuteEarth Explains the World. You know.
Other than adding like the number 2 afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Someone, Ibrahim, asked if there's scratch and sniff in the book, and specifically if there's a hyena butter scratch and sniff, which I think someone asked in the YouTube comments too. I don't know if it was the same person.
There's a merch idea.
Oh, no.
I mean, yeah, maybe the next. There's no scratch and sniff in this. Well, I mean, you can scratch and sniff it, but you know, it's not meant to be scratched and sniffed. But that might be a good idea for the next book.
It smells like new. Like a new book.
Do we talk about plant perfumes in this at some point? That would have been a good one. Although I think it's about how like plants smell like dead meat or something. So I don't know how much people would want to scratch and sniff that.
But
Spoiled food. There's a lot of good smells in there, or bad smells.
There are. Who are flowers trying to seduce?
Yes.
Can plants talk?
It is on page 42. Every time you ask that question, I remember Kate's kid saying no.
It's incredibly difficult to prompt a 4-year-old to repeat a question that they think they know the answer to.
Can you explain that, how that happened, Kate?
Yeah, so we were trying to, we those of us that have kids, we brought our kids in when we filmed the trailer to like say the questions. And I was trying to get my son to say, "Can plants talk?" So I would say, "Can plants talk?" And he was supposed to repeat after me. But every time I said it, he said, "No." Can plants talk? No.
He said,
and we eventually got a good
no.
take, though.
We should have released that as a blooper.
We can do that. We can arrange that.
Maria wants to know if we're going to be translating the book into other languages. I think yes is the plan, but we don't have any like details to release. However, let us know what languages you would like it to be translated into, as you know, we want to be translating it into the languages where people are going to be buying it. But
yeah,
you can
definitely...
actually go ahead.
Oh, sorry. We're definitely working on that, and we're working on our language translation. So hopefully we'll have some announcements soon on the different languages you can expect, and hopefully we'll keep doing more in the coming weeks and months.
I have a feeling Portuguese is going to be one of them, but just a feeling.
And it's going to sell more books than the English one.
It's possible. Let's see. Does anyone have any questions that they saw in the chat that they want to ask that I have not asked? Oh, bye, Henry.
Bye, Henry.
Bye, Henry.
There were 2 science questions, the favorites from Alex, that were the first questions that were asked in the chat. I didn't.
So 1224 Chris Eng asked, "How does Catatumbo lightning work?" I don't know what that means. So if anyone knows what Catatumbo lightning is,
el relámpago del Catatumbo. That's a Venezuelan thing. It's it's a light. It's like a constant lightning storm that is throughout the year. Like it's a storm that is in a place, and there are lightings all year round. And it is called el relámpago del Catatumbo.
Yeah, I have heard about that actually.
I have no idea how that works, and I'm from Venezuela. I have never visited that place. I know that it exists and that it is like a scientific like curiosity. Maybe we'll make a video about it now that you've mentioned it.
Let's see. Fungus Eater. Wow, very appropriate question. Fungus Eater asks, why are there not many fruit-like fungi like truffles? I feel like Fungus Eater probably knows more about that than we do. But
Well,
so
all
why?
fungi make fruiting bodies to reproduce, and so the answer is actually that maybe that there are a lot like it. In terms of why there are not that many that are like truffles in an enclosed body, I think it's because one of the most successful ways for fungi to reproduce is to let their spores get into the air. And it's a lot easier to do that just by having sort of an open thing that the spores can fall out of, rather than having a buried underground thing that you then have to send a scent out to get a creature to come dig up to eat to then poop out later. And so it's much easier just to spread them out in the air, just by gravity or otherwise. There's some fungi that have a little cup that a raindrop falls into, and it'll sort of shoot the little spores up into the air. And even that is more effective than having to have a wild boar come and dig it up and then spread it around. So I think that's my guess as to why there aren't more that are like truffles.
Ooh, we have an answer here.
Yeah. And if you can tell that fun fact at a party, you know what that makes you, right? Fun guy.
Fun guy.
Have to throw out puns at some point. Let's see. Yeah, I guess Alex is just going to take all of the science questions.
Let's have more science questions. Let's test our knowledge.
I have another one. It's the first one. Is how is sunlight transformed into vitamin D by the human body? I got you. And I guess that it would be like an interesting question to talk about, because it's probably it's obviously related to chemistry, and there are probably a lot of chemical equations in there that I would be very interested to dig on, because I am lately very interested in chemistry and chemical reactions. So yeah, do someone knows how that works?
I do know that I'm deficient in vitamin D. Like most people apparently in Montana, as my doctor told me. She's like, don't worry, everyone here is deficient in vitamin D. You spend more time outside.
And by the way, the people watching us right now can take advantage of Alex's vast knowledge in food and stuff. So if they have a question related to food, he probably knows the answer to it.
Food and climate, probably. Someone said, so Plover Tech said, you guys should make a separate channel called Our, with an H, Earth, and it is like a podcast or just longer videos, which actually we made that exact title joke and everything about that idea. So there's a contingent within MinuteEarth that wants to make a podcast. Our videos are available as podcasts if you look it up, but they're just the videos, but in podcast form. So that would be fun. We've tried this thing. We haven't posted one in a while. Actually, I've had one in my docket to edit for a while, but on Patreon, supposedly monthly, but a little less than monthly. Less than monthly or more than monthly? Less often than monthly. Sorry, I don't know if that's correct. Anyway, we post videos where we're talking about like behind the scenes of videos that we've worked on. And so that is sort of like a test of the podcast format, but it would be cool to do like where we actually talk about, new topics amongst each other. And there's a lot of the stuff that doesn't make it into our videos, since our videos are so short. That we, there's some stuff that are like, this is an interesting thing about this topic, but in the editing process, we have to remove it because it's not actually pertinent to the story we're telling. And so that kind of stuff would make for good podcast. conversation.
There is a lot of content that we leave out from our videos, and sometimes I feel like super bad about leaving stuff out because it's really interesting information, but it doesn't fit into the video, and we don't have any way of releasing that information currently about that. And a podcast is a running idea that we have for a very long time, and we haven't made it really. It probably is easier to do than we think, and we shouldn't like, like try to make like fancy podcasts or anything. It can just like be us talking. But yeah, like it is something that is in our minds, but we haven't gotten to it yet.
I believe Trace answered the vitamin D question in the chat. Alex, would you like to read that so that I don't have to read the final word in that?
Sure. So Trace suggested that, sorry, let me just make sure I scroll to the right spot, that basically deep in the skin, there's a steroid called 7-dehydrocholesterol, which is a form of cholesterol, and the UVB from the sun provides energy in the form of photons that break one of the chemical bonds that converts it to cholecalciferol. And I believe that that then is somehow related to D3, which it gets converted by the liver and kidneys to calcitrol, which then the protein called DPB GABs and transports to the organs for use. So the body is an incredibly complex biochemical machine, and that's some sense of it. Basically, the summary is the sun helps convert some cholesterol into some other stuff that eventually our inner organs can convert into stuff that is more useful for our body. Thank you very much, Trace.
Oh, wow.
You should all go check out his channel. Definitely.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Someone said, how does sugar... sorry, I have to stop saying someone and say that. Marantz 5006 asked, how does sugar withdrawal affect your body?
Badly. I assume like most things, it's something we get used to metabolizing, and then when it's gone, it, disrupts
Yeah,
things.
I had 2 donuts before this live stream, so I have no idea. Let's see.
There was a question about how long it takes us to make videos. That's a good one. Depends on how complicated.
Roughly 3 minutes, obviously.
I would say between a month and what's our longest running? There are videos we still have not finished. If that's
yeah. Well, Ever did one in about 4 months or something, right?
Yes.
Recently.
I think that the longest is like 4 months. Obviously, I wasn't working every day on it. And I think that the shortest one actually was produced a month ago. It was I forgot the name now. What was the last video I worked on? Come on, give me...
Oh, it was the ozone hole.
Yes, that one. With the help of Sarah, I finished that thing in basically 3 days. It was super fast, but and I think that is the fastest production time for a video. But that's definitely not sustainable. Like yeah, like it, it was crazy. It was a crazy production time.
Yesed Sanchez asked, would you do a video showing the illustration/animation process? Ever, I think maybe you want to take this one because it's possible that we have some.
We have
already
made some of them. We have made a lot of them, but they are not public. I have made a lot of tutorials for illustrators because sometimes people like guest illustrate, or sometimes we onboard people on the team to make illustrations and video editing and animation. And I have made a lot of tutorials actually about, like how to put together drawings and how to make animations, how to basically the process inside the software that we use in order to make the illustrations and the animations. And they are all buried. Is that, I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing something. They are all buried, unlisted in MinuteEarth 2, which is our second channel, which currently doesn't have any public videos yet. Maybe some. I don't
think
know.
there's like a live stream between you and David or
right.
something on there.
Yes, that's the only thing that it's in that channel. But that channel contains a lot of unlisted videos that I think that are really interesting. And also, like probably very boring to the vast majority of people. But maybe at some point we should consider releasing them into the public.
It's Ever's channel just for us. Yeah, I whenever I ask Ever some sort of technical question, I get a video and it's like, "Hi, Julian, this is how you do X thing," and it's like a screen capture of like Premiere or whatever, where he's showing, or like Audition, how to edit audio or something. But yeah, maybe we should release some of those to like Patreon and then make some more like public facing ones at some point, because I know people have been interested in that.
I thought you had one, Ever. I thought you had like where you were. I thought that was public, like behind the scenes illustration.
Yeah,
the
I think
mushroom.
Julian just shared it in the chat.
That wasn't
it's called
me. I think that was Alex.
Oh, okay. It's called The Basics of Digital Illustration.
Oh, right. Oh, jeez.
It's a good one.
I'm so ashamed of my.
That's a good one.
Wait, how do you MinuteEarth 2? How do I go to MinuteEarth 2? If I type that in, it doesn't take me there.
Really?
Anyway,
I don't know if it has.
It might not have a official username.
Yeah, probably doesn't have a. No, it does. Oh no, it doesn't.
Type it wrong.
Let me share it. I will share that over here.
So let's see. So Ecstatic Butter, which I wonder if Ecstatic Butter has seen a recent video that came out today, asked, "What came first, plants or animals?"
I think that it was things that were more like plants than animals, but I'm not totally sure. I think the idea of what an animal is and what a plant is, to some degree, post-dates the earliest organisms. But that's just my sense. Ecstatic Butter asked another really good question about sort of the background of global warming, which essentially is that we are warming the planet by emitting greenhouse gases, and the planet will survive. Humans probably will also, if we don't change the amount of carbon dioxide and other gases that we're pumping out in the atmosphere. Life will get way worse for people, and already has been, and is going to be really bad in 20, 30 years. We have about 10 years to cut our emissions in half. We'll survive, but it won't be fun. So do what you can, support people doing things they can to reduce emissions.
Fun stuff. Well, let me ask a follow-up here. Not a follow-up, a different question from that. Tony Choi, hey Tony, I know Tony, asked, how much do you ad-lib / freestyle from the scripts when you record? For me, it's very little. Sometimes as I'm recording, I realize that there's a word choice that I don't like, and so I change it while I'm recording. Or I get to the end in the pun area, and I think of another pun, and so I record a couple different lines. But for the most part, I tend to stick to the script. About Kate.
Yeah, I mean, we each write we each write our own videos generally, with a few exceptions. So we really write it in our own voice anyway. So it's tailor written for us. Occasionally I'll change things a little bit, but we just don't have a lot of space to ad lib a lot, too short.
I think the only thing that I can think of is the video that you and I did, Kate, where we were kind of talking back and forth, and we wanted it to feel more like a conversation than, sounding forced. So we sort of played around with that and ad-libbed little, but for the most part, it seems like everything's pretty by the book.
Pretty prescribed, yep.
Following up from climate change and what came first, plants or animals, Ecstatic Butter wants to know if we're going to be listening to Adele's new song that comes out this Friday. So, yes, almost certainly. But I love that is the 3 types of questions asked. Someone said Kate, or Pazakista said, Kate, the hyena girl? Yep.
That's me.
Whale girl today.
Whale girl, and also horse girl, and Watson
I need a
girl.
collection of all my animals. Maybe one of you illustrators can make me a background with all my critters in the background.
We will. We definitely will. Like Kate, like sitting in front of all of the animals she's related to.
I like this. I'm gonna keep this background around. This is great.
Family FCJ said, why are you streaming at 1 a.m.? Time zones. It is 6 p.m. for me. I know it's later for other folks on this call.
Well, it's certainly 1 a.m. in some part of the world.
Yes.
I love the question. Will you all be listening to Adele's new song that comes out this Friday?
It's the new Adele era. Rock All Bread with a baguette emoji asks, how does religion impact people's mental health? I don't think that is I guess that is a science question, but one that I do not know how to answer.
In many different ways for many different people. How about that?
Yeah. I definitely know that it can be helpful for folks.
I just want to go back to Kate's whale and say that cute whale back there, if you go to the link that's in the description and you click the DFTBA merch bundles link, you can get a very cute whale pin that will only be available for a limited time. And it's very cute. And it has some little gold lining.
What is the link? The
it's
link
beautiful. I can't wait to see it in person.
Is MinuteEarth.com/books? Is that the link? No.
Yeah.
To get the pin, you need to go specifically to dftba.com/MinuteEarth. It's the only place to get the pin and t-shirt.
Don't miss the pin. I don't want to miss the pin.
We'll have to have
What's
another
your
live stream to
fave
show
B
off our
types? Oh, Melissa, do you want to answer this question from Odillo? What your fave B types?
I don't know if Melissa's still here, but
She is. No, I'm here.
Yeah, she is. I see her.
Hi. Wait, what is it? An A-B type?
What are your favorite B types, like types of bees?
Oh, types of bees. That makes a lot more sense.
Who's your favorite person that's A/B type one?
Yeah. I was scared why I wouldn't know the answer to that question.
Melissa was secretly a vampire.
All bees. We keep honeybees at our house. So I have a particular affinity for them because they're in our yard and they pollinate our garden, but all native pollinators are so important and so at risk. So if you can plant pollinator-friendly plants around your home, even on the balcony space, so important because there are so many bees and other pollinators that are so distinct and fascinating, and they pollinate such particular plants or crops, and they're so important. So I think they're all so fascinating. I don't know that I have a favorite other than honeybees.
Would you make a video about that, Melissa, at some point?
We did the favorite apple. Maybe we should do the favorite bee.
Favorite bee, yeah.
That would be pretty awesome.
Her favorite bee is not a bee, I think.
That's true. My favorite bee is my kiddo bee. That is true. I probably should have thought of that first.
We are we should already be wrapping up because it's already 9. Well, it's 9 for me. It's 8 Eastern time. An hour has gone already through. Like it goes
That's
so
a good way
fast.
to put it.
Like how does it like when did it like I had planned a game for this live stream and I like picked a lot of words for that game and it was going to be amazing, and now we don't have time for the game.
Oh, good. Great. I'm sure that the audience would love to know that we were going to do some awesome game that they will get to see now.
We'll have to do it again. Part 2.
So since we are gonna be gone now, I wonder if we should figure out a quick way to do a giveaway. I'm gonna say that if you want to win a book and you're in the chat right now, just tweet at MinuteEarth saying, I was gonna say I was there or something like that, but it should be something funny.
How about your
hashtag
favorite
for the book.
moment? Your favorite thing you learned in the live stream?
Do that, and then hashtag how did whales get so big? Just in case someone just happens to be at replying us a random fact. And then we'll choose one of those people to give them a book. That's probably not the best way to do this because that might be challenging. But we'll give one of you or a couple of you a book. I guess I'll DM you or something. At MinuteEarth is the Twitter, by the way. All just like it's spelled here on YouTube. All right.
Okay, I am putting that on the chat. Use at MinuteEarth and the hashtag how did whales get so big? Hopefully everything is spelled correctly. Well, thank you very much to everybody who joined us for this intimate live stream that we make. We enjoyed the time, and maybe at some point later we'll do a live stream with the game that we plan to do today. So sorry about that. It was nice to see you all. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Thanks,
Thanks everyone. Thanks for the support. Bye.
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 And okay, it is